Our next story, which is all about the alleged demise of Andy Cohen. And is he being replaced by Kate Chastain? Dun 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 dun. So, as we all know, Kelly Dodd loves to have a moment. She loves to put her 2 cents in on what's going on with Bravo ever since she was fired. But her and her hubby might be onto something here. Now, Kelly Dodd is not my favorite person in the entire world. She's also problematic at times. She also has issues at times. But I want to see if her and her husband just might be onto something. So, this is according to All About the Real Housewives, the truth. It says Kelly Dodd and her husband, Rick Leventhal, believe that Andy Cohen's days with Bravo are numbered. The Real Housewives of Orange County alum and her husband think that Watch What Happens Live host the Watch What Happens Live host is working with Bravo on his exit from the network. On Rick and Kelly's Daily Smash podcast, the two reveal that they believe this statement to be true given the recent allegations against Andy Cohen. As previously reported, Brandi Glanville has made several sexual harassment claims against Andy, while Leah McSweeney filed a lawsuit against Bravo and Andy in which she claims the Real Housewives executive snorts nose candy, with his favorite housewives. Rick, who's a former Fox News correspondent, shared, "My prediction is he's negotiating an exit right now. His agent and his lawyers are working with Bravo's agents and lawyers, NBC Universal's agents and lawyers, and they're coming up with a buyout. They're going, we can't have this. We can't. Because if that goes to trial, like we're going to testify that he did or didn't do drugs, and they're going to call witnesses, and then they're perjuring themselves if they lie." He continued, "It's never going to trial. The lawsuit's been filed. They're going to have to settle it. And in the process of settling the lawsuit, Andy, my prediction, he's going to negotiate his exit from Bravo. That's what I think is going to happen," Rick said. "Rick is always good at these things," says Kelly. "I told y'all that this guy is good at these predictions." Dun, 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 dun. Despite Kelly and Rick's theory, Andy Cohen isn't going down without a fight. On Thursday, the Watch What Happens Live host legal team fired off a letter demanding Leah retract her allegations or face going to court. Andy Cohen's legal team calls Leah's allegations baseless and false. "We demand that you immediately retract and withdraw all allegations relating to Mr. Cohen's purported nose candy use," the legal letter read. The 55-year-old's legal team continued, "Mr. Cohen never used nose candy with any cast member on any Real Housewives or with any other Bravo employee. The absence of any reasonable basis to make such allegations is confirmed by your pleading itself." Now, I'm going to break down what I think is going on, but we should also look at this blind item from Crazy Days and Nights, okay? Let me pull it up real quick. Sorry, my computer's being a little slow. But then I'll tell you what I think is going on. One sec, you guys. My computer's being a little slow with the files. Okay. All right, I got it. It's zooming up. So, Number one, I'll do the blind item, but let me go through this part real quick. When it comes to the Brandi Glanville allegations against Andy Cohen, I think it's a bunch of nonsense. I think Brandi needs to just go get some help. She needs to go to rehab. She needs to go to therapy. She needs to find Jesus. She needs to do whatever she needs to do to get her life in order. And I mean that sincerely. Like, sincerely. This is a woman whose face looks like a mashup doll. She's been found knocked out on the floor, her children having to call 911 to have them come get her. She has talked about popping pills and alcohol. She's implicated in a lawsuit herself of her own, questionable sexual actions against somebody without their consent. So when I say that, I mean that sincerely. I don't mean that in like a fun, kiki, shady way. I mean that from my heart. She needs legitimate help. I think there's something really going on with Brandi. And I think that she's getting very, very poor legal guidance and life guidance. The last thing she needs to be doing is these lawsuits and claims against Andy Cohen and NBC. She needs to sort of just like cut bait, let that go. Go find your health, your mind, your spirit, get yourself right and go live a happy life and take care of your children. Stop chasing the drug of Bravo. Cuz I think a lot of this is almost like a drug for these people. It's an addiction. They're addicted to Bravo. They're addicted to reality. They're addicted to the fame and the little bit of money they get with it. Cuz look at it. All these people are broke, scrambling. These people are addicted to some hit that they get, some high that they get from all of this nonsense. Brandy needs to cut bait. She needs to stop doing that little YouTube podcast where she's looking all types of crazy and she has people around her who truly do not care about her. Because if you cared about this woman, you wouldn't have her up here talking nonsense in circles, looking like a hot ass mess on these shows for some sponsored ad campaigns on her podcast and YouTube channel. Something's got to give. She needs some serious help. I think her whole thing against Andy is a bunch of nonsense and it needs to just stop. And she needs to go really focus on herself. That's where I stand on Brandy. Leah McSweeney, I think, is nothing but a liar and an opportunist. Did Andy Cohen do nose candy with housewives? I don't know. Not my business. I don't know. Who cares? It's also not Leah's business. Why is Leah bringing that up in her lawsuit? Did you do it with him? Did he force you to do it? If he didn't force you to do it, it's none of your business. None of your business. I think Leah is being an opportunist. I do agree with Andy Cohen and his lawyers. I think she's looking for a buyout. I think she's looking for a payday. I think that she is just looking for something. I think that she's just looking for a moment. I too think she's addicted to a little bit of fame and a little bit of money. Leah, you got on your own social media saying that you make more money on fans only than you ever made on Bravo. But yet in your claim, you're saying you did Real Housewives of Girls Trip because you needed money. Well, which is it? Did you need money? But I thought you were making thousands of dollars a week on fans only, more than you ever made on Bravo. This is what you said yourself. Or did you do Ultimate Girls Trip because, yeah, you wanted money, but you also are addicted to the fame? You're addicted to that Bravo, effing Bravo. You're addicted to that hit, right? Leah, your lawsuit, in my opinion, is also a bunch of nonsense. You're an adult. You make your own decisions. You wanted to be famous. You wanted to be on a show. You wanted to be a star. And yeah, you wanted some money. Those are all decisions you made for yourself. Your lawsuit, in my opinion, again, is a bunch of nonsense. Unless you have the true experience and unless you actually know, and unless Andy Cohen coerced you to do something, leave that man alone. And I'm not defending Andy Cohen because I do think he's out of pocket. I do think he's sloppy. And I do think he is inappropriate at times. I'm not saying he's an innocent saint, but I'm saying in the context of Brandy and Leah McSweeney, both of them are full of nonsense. My heart goes out to Brandy because I think there's something really wrong with her and she needs legitimate help for her life. Like seriously, it's like some Anna Nicole Smith, something's going on there. Leah McSweeney can go kick rocks. She's nothing but a fake and a phony and opportunist, in my personal opinion. Now, is Bravo and Andy getting ready to cut bait and cut ties? Maybe, maybe not. I see you, Jake. I'm going to bring you up in a second, sweetheart. Now, this blind item, according to Crazy Days and Night, says all of these lawsuits is why the late night host is going to be replaced by the one who was in the FaceTime joke. So let's decode this. What it's claiming is that Andy Cohen is going to be replaced by Kate Chastain. Because allegedly, Kate Chastain was the one in the FaceTime with Andy Cohen when he was saying to Brandy, oh, I want to have sex with Kate, but I want to be thinking of you while I'm doing it on the FaceTime video. Andy has since come out and said it was a joke. Brandy was in on the joke. I believe Andy. I do think it was a joke. He is openly gay. I don't think he's checking for any woman like that. Also, at the time, I don't know where they stand now, but Kate and Brandy were really close. Remember, they both were on the first season of Traitors, and they became very, very close. And I think they were supposed to actually do that People's Couch type remake that Kate does on Peacock. She now does it with Captain Lee, but I think she was supposed to do it with Brandy, but then Brandy got in trouble with the Morocco thing and all of this stuff, and so Brandy couldn't do it anymore. I believe that's what happened. I could be wrong. Check me on that. But I believe that Kate and Brandy were supposed to do some project together. But obviously Brandy got in trouble. She couldn't do it. My question is this. Well, my comments are this, rather. Number one, do I think that Andy's days at Bravo might be numbered? Yeah, I do. I mean, I do think it's not just these lawsuits. It's been a good half of a decade of decline if we're really looking at it. Well, maybe not. I would say 4 years. Actually, I'm going to call it like Kathy Hilton called Kyle and Mauricio's relationship. I would say for the last 3 to 4 years, it's been on the decline. There has been questions about Andy with Nene and Andy with other people on Bravo, all of these lawsuits. It's just Bravo has kind of been a dumpster fire for the last few years. And I think anytime where you make an executive of the show who is not the owner of the show, the face of the show, you run into problems, into conflict. You know, like there's like Oprah, right? She's the face, but she's the owner. There was Wendy Williams. She's the face, but she's the owner. But with Andy, I believe Bravo put a statement out and they're like, Andy hasn't been a like true executive at the network since 2013 or something like that. So I don't know. Do I think his days may be numbered? Probably. But I think it's been a long time coming. I think this is just another, straw on the Campbell's back. I think it's been a long time coming. Do I think he's going to be replaced by Kate Chastain? I hope not. I don't think that, number one, and Bravo, if you're listening, here's some free advice. Number one, if you do replace, I don't think Andy Cohen needs to be replaced at Bravo entirely. I don't. I think he can keep Watch What Happens Live. But that's it. Let that be his baby. He's also over on Peacock hosting some ex reality dating game show. It's like some really weird, like Date My Ex or My Ex is Next. It's some really weird, low budget, wackadoodle looking, wannabe Love is Blind, Ex on the Beach, weird show on Peacock. He's also hosting that. Let him have that little thing that if he wants to have that. Let him have Watch What Happens Live. But when it comes to Housewives, he does need to extract himself. He doesn't need to be hosting not Nan, another reunion. Not Nan, another one. Whatever one we're going to get Beverly Hills, that needs to be his last. He doesn't need to host not Nan, other reunion. He needs to really just be taken out of the Real Housewives universe. He also needs to get a new booker for Watch What Happens Live. Yes, he can book the Housewives, but he needs to book more than just Bravo reality people. If you look at Watch What Happens Live, it's just a machine for Bravo. That's it. I think if he wants to keep Watch What Happens Live, he needs to branch out and get other guests on the show. So it's not just go on Watch What Happens Live because you're a Bravo star, kiss Andy's butt while he's wasted and high, allegedly, and it's all awkward and he has no idea what the hell's going on. That's what I think they should do. I don't think they need to cut ties 100% with him, but he needs to cut bait. Well, they need to cut bait from being so enmeshed with the Housewives. Because whether or not, because I don't think he even has hire and firing power anymore, but that's the perceived power he has. I think your average person thinks that Andy Cohen owns Bravo, that Andy Cohen hires and fires and picks housewives. That's not true. He's more of a figurehead than anything right now in reality, but that's not the perception. He has a perceived power. And I think they need to break that down because, to be honest with you, perception is reality. If I have a perceived power, that's just as good as having actual power. And I think they need to separate that. However, Kate Chastain ain't it. Oh no, she's not it. I'm sorry. She was on Below Deck. She had a cute moment on Traders. I don't know how that makes you equipped for what we need the Bravo Housewives reunion housewives liaison to be. That ain't it. I think they need to hire outside of the Bravo verse. What I mean by that is no ex Bravo stars should replace Andy. No, because then you're going to have the same exact problem. You're going to have built-in biases, built-in favoritism, built-in issues and claims. Well, I used to party and we used to do that, and we're on the same shows and we're on the da-da-da-da, and I knew this person when. They need to find someone who is well versed in Bravo, like what's his name would actually be really great. Oh my God, what is his name? He's tall, he's white, he's really cute. He's married to Rebecca Romaine. He loves Wendy Williams. He was with Wendy Williams all the time. What is his name? I can't think of his name. Let me Google it real quick. Rebecca Romaine husband. Jerry O'Connell. Somebody like, if not Jerry O'Connell, somebody like a Jerry O'Connell would be great, because I know he had the whole failed show about men who love Bravo beat, sure, whatever. But I think that we need someone who is well versed in the Bravo sphere, but isn't of Bravo. Doesn't have a show, wasn't on a show, isn't anything like that. Jerry O'Connell may not be it, because I do think he may be too invested where he has his favorites and all of that stuff. But I do think Jerry O'Connell type, man or woman, who is versed in the Bravo world, but is not of the Bravo world. That's what we need. Because we need someone who doesn't have favorites, doesn't have built-in biases, and all of that stuff. So that's kind of where I land on that. But I don't think that Kate Chastain is it. I don't think she can carry what the replacement of Andy needs to carry. I don't think she's it. I think she was fine on Traders. I don't watch Below Deck. I don't think she's it for a replacement. So I hope this blind item is false, and it is what it is. But as always, I want to know what you guys think. So be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and put it down below. So with that, hey, Jake.